So I think that's really not, I would say that was pretty subjective in many ways. I think we're looking for organizations that we have a history with and groups that we have seen a history of folks wanting to attend these particular art institutions. And so we do keep a pretty good tally in terms of the museums where our employees are actually attending. And so they have to show some type of ID when they go into the museum, and so that we actually get a running count of how many employees and how many guests of those employees are attending. And so we will look at those numbers very seriously when we have to come up with a new cycle. So we actually are providing what we call our culture card program, and so the corporate members every 3 years. So it's a 3-year commitment that we make each time we do a cycle, and so we'll look at those numbers at the end of those three years to determine which places our folks are attending in a more significant way.
Similar situation in terms of the corporate membership for employees and preferred redemptions across the 300 museums that we partner with globally. But I would say one of the things that's most important is kind of having that long-lasting relationship. And when we're looking at sponsorship or exhibition support opportunities, we're really looking at as a company as a whole, how many ways we can engage with that museum and institution. Are they already part of the museum network? Are we already doing those different marketing channels in collaboration with the museum? And really, diving in deeper to those that we have longstanding partnerships with, or those that there are those marketing synergies with as well. So with Preferred, we're looking at it from a development and marketing angle. I want to deep dive into the institutions that have exhibitions going on that year that would be most relevant and tied in with our sales. I mean, it was mentioned in the last panel as well about marketing dollars really being kind of the driving force with some of the funding that's happening now. And all of the Sotheby's support is done through our marketing team. We have a separate corporate social responsibility that's strictly philanthropy, but all my justification comes from the marketing presence.
From a membership standpoint, we're very democratic. We go out after all of them. We think everybody, and all employees and all relationship managers should do things at the Museum of the City of New York. But from a sponsorship or philanthropic standpoint, we really look at the missions. We do our homework. We look at the missions of the organizations. We try to see where it fits, if it's an exhibition, if it's an education program. In the case of American Express, who's, and Richard can speak to this, is very involved in conservation and preservation of monuments and historic sites. And we wanted to conserve the 2 statues on the outside of our building, which are Alexander Hamilton and DeWitt Clinton. And we went to American Express and asked them if they would do it, and they did. And then we did a big rollout with some of the members of the Hamilton staff in a press conference, and Richard came, and it was a full at least a year long, right? Year to 18 months long partnership. I think that is really the key word. It is all of these relationships need to become partnerships.
I think we're going to continue to do what we're doing. The employees are enjoying the opportunity to visit museums and botanical gardens across New York, and it's a great benefit. One of the things that we're very focused on as a company is keeping people. And we want to make sure that our folks are happy, and so very recently we just announced, and this has nothing to do with the arts, but it's just an example of something that American Express is doing to stay and keep their people. So we just started offering our employees 5 months of paternal and maternal leave when they have a child, when they adopt a child. And so those are the type of things that we're doing, and this type of opportunity actually really falls quite neatly into that, is that we want to make sure that employees have the opportunities to visit culture institutions in a great city. Many times you talk to a New Yorker and they tell you they haven't been to so-and-so museum. I didn't get to the Statue of Liberty till I was 38 years old, and so those are the kind of thing that we hear. And so these opportunities provide people the the entry into these amazing institutions, and maybe, just maybe, it's getting them to go out and to do it and to bring their kids with them and offer those kids the opportunity to be really being in a learning environment. And so I don't think we have any plans of changing that.